think he's already earned his contract, but they're still, trying to push a narrative. Is he really? Listen, Lamar Jackson deserves a contract over guys like Kyler Murray, Derek Carr. Matthew Stafford got his. I mean, he got his Super Bowl. I get it. But he deserves a contract more than half of these guys that have gotten a contract. He's being highly disrespected. But again, I heard that's because they're presenting him some kind of money that he's not, might not take, or he's asking.
Well, no, they gave him a very respectable offer.
Of what, 230?
230 with like 150 guaranteed. That's the second bet. That's more money than like Russell's making per year. And it's so the money per year.
He should be making more money than Russell Wilson. What's your point?
Okay, so they're giving him the proper. Okay, that's fine. I respect your opinion. So they're giving him the right amount of money per year. He just wants it fully guaranteed because Deshaun Watson got it fully guaranteed. And this reminds me of like A-Rod. It's like, well, just because you decided to pay A-Rod back in like I don't know if you remember that, back in the 90s or 2000, they're like, oh yeah, we're going to pay A-Rod. He was worth 160. We're going to give him 250. He resets the whole market. So the Ravens are thinking like, hey, this guy he's a great quarterback, but he does run a lot and he is an injury risk more than a traditional pocket passer. We're going to give him, 60, 65% of it guaranteed. I think it's a very fair offer, but I understand Lamar's position and he has great confidence in himself. So I agree with his stance, but I also agree with what Baltimore's doing. I think it's a very fair offer.
Well, Baltimore should think about it and look at it this way. You could lose Lamar Jackson and you might never ever find Lamar Jackson. And I'll tell you this, Mike, Lamar is an MVP and still plays at an MVP level. You have guys like Kyler Murray that's been in the league and been to the playoff one time and didn't perform any good. Okay. Right. You have some of these guys that are just getting contracts over and over. Kirk Cousins, 2 years, $100 million whatsoever, all guaranteed. You're giving some of these guys some of these kind of contract. Lamar deserves everything he asked for from Baltimore. Since he's been on that team, he's been the most relevant thing to happen to them since their last Super Bowl run in 2013. And you can't tell me anything otherwise. You guys gave Joe Flacco that money with no hesitation. Yeah, elite. He is not elite. He was elite that year.
But he was elite against the Patriots. He was like
he was elite against the 49ers. He was to win that postseason that he went on. That run was dominant. Amazing. Okay, dominant run. But again, like I can talk and go over and over and over about, some of these guys. Okay, if Lamar Jackson, okay, and this has nothing to do with race, but I'll tell you what, if Lamar Jackson was a guy like Drew Brees and did what he did with it, he would get that money and nobody will question him. But because before he got in the league, he was picked way low, literally the last pick, the last guy in the room. Why? Because in college they go, oh, he's a running back, he's not this, he's not. He's been doubted by GMs, coaches, by the media, all of that he's a running quarterback. This guy has tremendously improved. He's improved throwing the ball in the pocket. He's improved how he zips the ball, everything. But again, they always want to give him that disrespect. If he wants 230, give him that full 230 guaranteed. I don't, you know what I mean? Because I'm at a point where I'm looking at it as like, if you let him go, who are you going to get to replace that? Like now teams don't have good you see when he's not there how bad the team looks. Like they have a great coach that still manages to make things happen. John Harbaugh is a guy like Mike Tomlin as well. They always know how to make things happen. If their best players now, this guy's gonna come in and I'm gonna give him all the confidence and he's gonna have the game of his career. They're good at things like that. But I think Lamar has earned everything and doesn't deserve half of this disrespect. First quarterback to rush for 1,000 yards, throw for like 4,000. People don't do that.
Yeah.
3K, sure.
Hey, you're
But-
saying
but there's
everything
not
you're
a lot
saying
of
is true.
there's not a lot of people that are doing this and that, this and that, this and that. Again, he runs a lot. He runs a lot in your system. So yeah, if he wants all his money guaranteed, give him that money. Because if Lamar takes away his read option, run option from that system, that hey, I don't want to run since you don't want to give me that guaranteed money. I don't want to do this and get myself hurt. Baltimore will not be that scary. They're that scary because of Lamar Jackson. They're not scary because they have a great receiver, a great this. No. It's Lamar Jackson. He is the heart and soul of that Baltimore team. So again, you get rid of him, none of this will be relevant. So give him what he deserves. Deshaun Watson has not been in the league for how long? He set a whole season last year.
And they gave him all that guaranteed money,
They gave
which
him all
makes
of that
Lamar,
guaranteed money. Like you said,
Which
the
was-
market.
they reset the market, and the A-Rod
They
deal was
reset
10-year.
the market.
10-year, $252 million they gave A-Rod, even though like the Mariners gave him like 160. Like, why would you go up that amount of money? You just, it's is what it is. But
Yeah.
everything you said was accurate. I just see both sides very clearly. And yes, is race going to play a factor? Of course. But I think we always know that the white quarterback, old habits die hard, and they're still going to get that favoritism because of the history of the position.
And that's bullshit. But we'll move on to our next one. Let's not give him the time of the day.
Listen, you want to move on? I just want to make one more point.
Go ahead.
Lamar
One more point.
has won 72% of his games. All right.
And that
72.
guarantees you a contract.
But they look at
72%.
Cam Newton. Cam Newton. They watched him. I'm sure Baltimore's watching. They watched him win an MVP and then systematically break down because he ran too much. But Lamar is more accurate than Cam Newton.
Yeah.
Lamar's a better leader than Cam Newton. So I want Lamar to do great. I think he will do great, but he is still objectively an injury risk. So anyway, I'm picking the Ravens. And I love this conversation.
Same. Picking the Ravens. And you know what? Lamar's going to be the MVP conversation.
There we go.
Mad. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.